Good morning, everyone. I am Mr. Pradeep, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at Mary College of Engineering and Technology, Bahadurgarh. Today, I am going to present a course on additive manufacturing techniques. The course is designed to help students understand the basic concepts, various techniques, industrial applications, and the future scope of additive manufacturing. Now, let us begin with the series. Additive manufacturing, commonly known as 3D printing, is a process that builds 3D objects layer by layer directly from the digital CAD, that is computer aided design models, adding materials instead of subtracting it like in traditional methods. This revolutionary approach allows for creating complex geometries, customized parts, and functional prototypes or end use products from materials like plastics, metals, and ceramics, transforming industries from aerospace to medical. Additive manufacturing creates physical objects by adding material layer by layer. It uses materials such as metal, plastic, and concrete. The process begins with creating a design using computer aided design, that is CAD. A CAD software helps in making accurate and detailed models. Manufacturing equipment reads the CAD file to build the object. Material is deposited layer by layer to form the final product. In this lecture series, we are going to discuss 7 important types of additive manufacturing techniques. The first technique is BAT, photopolymerization, which uses liquid photopolymer resin that is cured using light to form solid layers. The second technique is material jetting, where droplets of material are deposited layer by layer to create the final component. The third technique is binder jetting, which involves selectively depositing a binder material to join powder particles. Next is material extrusion, one of the most commonly used techniques, where material is extruded through a nozzle to build objects layer by layer. The fifth technique is powder bed fusion, where which uses thermal energy such as laser or electron beam to fuse powder particles together. The sixth technique is sheet lamination, where sheets of material are bonded together and cut into the required shape. Finally, we will discuss direct energy deposition, in which focused thermal energy is used to melt and deposit material simultaneously. All these techniques have unique working principles, advantages, and industrial applications, which we will study in detail throughout this course. Now, we will discuss the wet photopolymerization technique in detail as the first additive manufacturing method in this lecture series. Wet photopolymerization is one of the earliest and most important additive manufacturing technique. The term wet stands for wet polymerization, which refers to a process in which liquid polymer resin is stored in a container called a vat and converted into solid form using a light source. In this technique, a liquid material known as photopolymer resin is used as the raw material. When this resin is exposed to ultraviolet light or another suitable light source, it undergoes a chemical reaction and solidifies. Wet photopolymerization is widely known for producing parts with high dimensional accuracy, smooth surface finish, and detailed features. Due to these advantages, it is commonly used in applications such as product prototyping, dental models, medical devices, and precision components. This technique includes popular processes such as stereolithography (SLA) and digital light processing (DLP), which are widely used in modern additive manufacturing industries. Now let us discuss structural support in VAT photopolymerization. Since this process uses liquid photopolymer resin to create objects, the material does not provide natural support to the part during the building stage. This is different from powder based additive manufacturing methods where surrounding loose powder itself supports the component while it is being formed. In wet photopolymerization, because the object is formed inside a liquid medium, additional support structures are often required. These supports helps holds the component in position, especially for overhanging or complex geometries, and prevent deformation or collapse during printing. After the printing process is completed, these support structures are usually removed manually or through a post processing to obtain the final finished component. Now let us understand the working principle of wet photopolymerization. In this process, ultraviolet light is directed across the surface of the liquid resin present inside wet. The light follows the design pattern of the object that needs to be manufactured. To ensure accuracy and precision, motor control mirrors are used to guide and focus the light beam onto specific areas of the resin surface. Whenever the resin is exposed to ultraviolet light, it undergoes a chemical reaction and hardens to form a solid layer. This process is repeated continuously, where each new layer is formed over the previous one. In this way, the component is gradually built using a layer by layer curing process, which finally results in complete three-dimensional object. Now let us understand the photopolymerization process, which is fundamental principle behind wet photopolymerization. In this process, the curing of resin takes place through photopolymerization, which is a chemical reaction triggered by light energy. When ultraviolet light is projected onto the liquid resin, it initiates a chemical reaction that converts the liquid photopolymer into a solid material. This reaction causes the resin molecules to link together and form a hardened structure. The light exposure is carefully controlled and directed, which ensures high precision and dimensional accuracy while forming each layer of the component. Due to its ability to produce fine details and smooth surface finish, this process is widely used in high resolution additive manufacturing, especially in applications requiring intricate and complex geometries. This diagram illustrates the working setup of wet photopolymerization process. At the bottom, we can see the vat, which is filled with liquid photopolymer resin. This resin acts as the raw material for the building the object. At the top, there is a curing device such as laser or ultraviolet light source. This light is directed towards the resin surface according to the shape of the component that needs to be manufactured. Inside the vat, we can observe the build platform, which moves upward or downward during the printing process. The platform supports the object as it is being formed. When the UV light strikes the liquid resin, it cures and solidifies the material, forming a solid layer. As the platform moves, new layers of the resin are exposed to light and hardened, gradually building the complete object. Thus, the diagram shows how the object is formed layer by layer inside the liquid photopolymer resin using controlled light energy. Now let us understand the step-by-step working method of wet photopolymerization in a more detailed manner. In the first step, the build platform is lowered from the top of the resin vat downwards by a small distance. The distance is equal to the thickness of one layer of the component. This step prepares the platform for the formation of the first layer of the object. In the second step, a UV light source is projected onto the liquid photopolymer resin according to the design generated from the CAD model. The UV light selectively cures or solidifies the resin in the required pattern. After one layer is completed, the build platform moves downward again, allows fresh liquid resin to cover the previously formed layer. This process is repeated continuously and the multiple layers are built one over another to form the complete three-dimensional object. In some advanced machine, a blade or wiper mechanism moves across the resin surface between layers. This helps in evenly spreading the resin and maintaining a smooth and uniform layer thickness, which improves dimensional accuracy and surface finish. Finally, once the printing process is completed, the excess resin is drained from the vat and printed object is carefully removed from the build platform. The component is usually cleaned and sometimes subjected to additional curing to improve its mechanical strength and final quality. Now let us briefly understand the SLA process, which stands for stereolithography. It is one of the earliest and most widely used wet photopolymerization technique where a laser beam is used to cure liquid photopolymer resin layer by layer to form a solid component. The SLA process is known for providing high dimensional accuracy and excellent surface finish, making it suitable for precision and detailed applications. After printing, post curing is required to improve the strength and durability of the component. The process uses a single laser along with optical system to accurately cure the resin surface. During printing, recoating blades help spread resins uniformly, which reduces defects and maintains smooth layer formation. Sometimes small air gaps may form, which are filled with resin during the recoating process. Typically, the layer thickness ranges from 0.025 mm to 0.5 mm, where thinner layers provide better accuracy but increase printing time. After the printing process is completed, the printed parts are carefully removed from the resin vat. At this stage, the component is usually covered with excess liquid resin. This extra resin must be completely drained and cleaned to obtain the final shape and proper surface quality. If support structures are present, they can be removed using a knife or other sharp tools. While performing this step, proper safety precautions must be followed to avoid skin contact and contamination, as photopolymer resins can be harmful. After removing the printed part, any remaining resin and support residues are usually cleaned using an alcohol rinse, which helps dissolve and remove uncured resin from the surface. This is generally followed by water rinse and gentle scrubbing if required to ensure that the part is completely clean. After cleaning, the component is dried either naturally in air or using an air hose. Proper drying is important before the final curing or further finishing operations. Now let us discuss the final post curing stage. After cleaning and drying, printed component is exposed to ultraviolet light for final curing. This step helps to completely solidify the material. Final post curing significantly improves the mechanical strength, stability, and surface quality of the printed part. This process ensures that components achieve high durability, better performance, and improved dimensional accuracy, making it suitable for practical applications. One example of wet photopolymerization machine is the 3D System Pro X950, which can manufacture parts up to 450 kilograms in weight and has a build area of approximately 1500 mm into 750 mm into 550 mm, making it suitable for large and high precision components. Now let us briefly discuss the materials used in wet photopolymerizations. This process mainly uses plastics and photopolymer based materials as the raw material for printing. The most commonly used material is UV curable photopolymer resin, which hardens when exposed to ultraviolet light during the printing process. Different types of commercial resins are available, such as VCZ resin range developed by 3D Systems, which are designed for various applications like prototyping, medical models, and precision components. These materials help in achieving high accuracy, smooth surface finish, and detailed feature in the final product. Now let us discuss some advantages of wet photopolymerization. This process provides a high level of dimensional accuracy and excellent surface finish, which makes it suitable for precision components and detailed prototypes. It is also a relatively fast manufacturing process, especially for complex geometries that are difficult to produce during conventional methods. Another important advantage is that these machines generally have large build areas, typically around 1000 into 800 into 500 mm, and they can produce parts with a maximum modal weight of up to 200 kilograms, making them suitable for large scale applications. Now let us look at some disadvantages of wet photopolymerization. The process is relatively expensive due to the high cost of machines and photopolymer resins. It also requires lengthy post processing, including cleaning, resin removal, and final curing, which increase overall production time. Another limitation is the restricted range of materials, as this process mainly uses photopolymer resins. Additionally, the process often requires support structures and post curing to ensure that the printed parts achieve sufficient strength for the structural applications. With this, I conclude my presentation on wet photopolymerization as a part of additive manufacturing technique. I hope this session helped you understand the working principle, process steps, materials, advantages and limitations of this technology. Thank you all for your time and attention.